So before anything else, you have to admit the fifth week of the season felt absolutely electric, didn't it? It was like every single match carried a twist. And just when you thought you could predict an outcome, bam! A shock result would flip it all on its head.
Honestly, I still can't get over the roller coaster of emotions from this round. There were blowouts, last-minute drama, and that sense that the league table was shifting with every whistle. It's weeks like these that separate contenders from pretenders.
Totally. And what's wild is how nearly every team played a role in shaking things up. Even the so-called underdogs found ways to make headlines. Take Real Betis, for example. They kicked off the weekend with a statement, "Win."
Yeah, Betis really set the tone, but I think what grabbed me most was just how unpredictable everything felt. There was genuine suspense every time the ball moved forward. Should we dive into some of those standout matches?
Let's start with that Betis versus Sociedad clash. Betis looked like a team with a plan and the confidence to back it up. Their front three were just relentless, constantly pulling defenders out of position and pouncing on any space.
What struck me was how fluid their attacks were. Fekir, Iglesias, and Juanmi blended so well, and Sociedad just couldn't keep up with Betis's quick transitions. It felt like every time Sociedad lost the ball, Betis were instantly 5 passes ahead.
Sociedad usually pride themselves on controlling the midfield, but here they looked, almost rattled. Betis were pressing high, and Sociedad kept getting caught trying to play out from the back.
I noticed the same thing. Betis's intent was obvious. They weren't just playing to win, they were playing to make a statement. You could tell they're eyeing a European place. Do you think this puts extra pressure on teams like Sociedad to adapt their game?
Speaking of statements, Levante's 4-0 demolition of Girona left my jaw on the floor. Girona didn't just lose, they completely collapsed. It was hard to watch at times.
You're absolutely right, because Girona seemed lost, almost as if they forgot how to defend altogether. Levante, meanwhile, took every chance they got, so clinical, so ruthless. This kind of loss can really shake a team to its core.
And it's not just the scoreline, it's the way Girona's midfield vanished. Levante cut straight through them again and again. It's the sort of performance that demands a tactical reset, don't you think?
Definitely, and for Levante, what a confidence booster. Their forwards found space and made every mistake count. If they keep this up, they could climb fast. Girona, though, has to regroup before that loss spirals into a bigger problem.
Moving to the Giants, Real Madrid's 2-0 over Espanyol was a masterclass in control. It wasn't flashy, but it was so efficient. Kroos and Modric just dictated everything.
And on the other end, Barcelona's 3-0 win against Getafe felt almost like a warning to the rest of the league. They oozed confidence and attacking flair. Getafe barely got a sniff.
Funny how Madrid can make a routine win look so effortless, while Barcelona goes for the jugular. Both approaches work, but they send very different messages to their rivals.
It's fascinating, Madrid's calm dominance versus Barcelona's fireworks. I wonder if that difference in style will matter later in the season, when the pressure ramps up. Should we talk about those nail-biting matches now, like Sevilla's escape at Alaves?
Yeah. Sevilla's 2-1 win over Alaves was pure grit. There were moments I thought Alaves would steal it, but Sevilla just refused to break. That late winner came from sheer persistence.
That's what good teams do, right? Even when everything's not clicking, they find a way. Alaves pushed them to the limit, but Sevilla's resilience stood out. It's a huge 3 points in a tough environment.
And Villarreal's 2-1 over Osasuna was just as wild, so open, end-to-end, and full of chances. Osasuna played with no fear, but Villarreal's firepower got them over the line.
You know, Valencia's 2-0 win against Bilbao kind of flew under the radar, but it was so assured. They suffocated Bilbao's attack and controlled the midfield. That's the type of performance that can build lasting momentum.
Not to forget the draws that kept everyone guessing: Rayo Vallecano and Celta Vigo, Mallorca and Atletico Madrid. Both matches ended 1-1, but felt more like battles than stalemates.
Mallorca holding Atletico is huge for their confidence, while for Atletico, those dropped points sting. Same story with Rayo and Celta. Neither side wanted to give an inch, and you could feel the tension all the way through.
Elche's gritty 1-0 win over Oviedo is another one that jumps out. Not pretty, but sometimes you just need to find a way. For Oviedo, it's a rough blow, but they can't afford to dwell on it.
Exactly, because one tough result can spiral if a team lets their heads drop. The way this week played out, it feels like every point matters and even the smallest details can swing a game. I can't wait to see how these teams respond next week.